Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from xControllerkill, and he is in the Kremlin, a tier 10 Russian battleship. He is on the map hotspot in a 3-point domination game. It's obviously a tier 10 battle, there are a few tier 8s around, there's a carrier, and the friendlies are already down at Smolensk. Which is a bit unfortunate, I suppose. Now the friendlies are also soon going to be down a camp, it looks like, unless they can get into A and block it, but currently it's not looking like that. Now the friendlies did manage to grab C, I guess that's a positive. And well, we can see the Kagero and the Chungmu are at A and the Benson is at B, so no enemy destroyer around. There is a Yoshino though, and this Yoshino is obviously torping. But it looks like some very wide spreads that should be easily dodged. Now the position xControllerkill is currently in is often a bit of a mixed bag. Like when you're behind this massive island, it means that you can't actually engage anyone that's inside the sea cap or that's fighting for the sea cap. You're basically in your own world here in the 9-10 line, and you can only fight other stuff in the 9-10 line. And too often, like, a friendly force gets stuck here behind this island while there is desperately need inside the camp. Not in this game, mind you. The sea cap is firmly in the friendly hands and there is nobody currently threatening it. So there is that. But I will say the friendlies should be pushing. They should be pushing hard. They should be going full speed because there is no enemy destroyer here too. Also, they don't have to be afraid of torps. And they have like 4 ships here, 5 with the lightning against 3 enemies. With those odds, you really gotta do something because the other flank is in desperate need of support. They have less ships over there. So there is that. And xControllerkill is now pushing in. He has a broadside Ohio actually to shoot at. Also with the Yoshino dealt with, there shouldn't be any more torps coming in, so that's nice. And look at that, that looks like a beautiful dispersion. And there is 3 citadels. Well, I guess there are 3 citadels. So this Ohio is hopefully going to sink pretty soon, because now he's returning fire, and well, those guns could hurt quite a bit. Ohio is also burning and is trying to run away. Meanwhile, there is still the Soyuz, and it looks like the Soyuz is going forward again. There we go, the Ohio is dealt with. Now Soyuz might just very well be trying to ram here. Would probably be the best outcome he can hope for, because he is facing 4 ships. Or well, I mean, if they just like have a nice sail by, we will see who handles it better. I mean, there is some great risk and potentially some great reward if you just sail broadside towards... yeah, the enemy shot too soon. So now this is obviously glorious, because now he can take his time, can sail towards the broadside and make sure he gets those juicy citadels. And there you go. Yep, that happens if the enemy blows the load too early, then you can just sail in there and absolutely devastate them. Now the friendly team is still 1 ship behind. And interestingly enough, the friendlies have 3 kills, and so does xControllerkill. About that. So anyway, now he has to get into B and, well, hopefully sink a few more ships, cause overall it's not looking so great. Let's speed this up here while he is making his way towards this island. Now, he could have gone straight through C, but I think it was easier to maneuver around this way after he dealt with the other battleship. Shouldn't matter too much, but he really has to, well, get back into this fight. What I'm a little bit more confused about is why are the Iowa and the Venezia just following behind? Like, they could have easily turned into C. And also, like, we could talk about crossfires again. It makes sense to split your forces a bit more. Now currently he has some broadside shots there, and there goes a citadel into the Hindenburg. Iowa is getting low. He could have tried to finish off the Iowa first, might have also been worthwhile, but it's always hard to resist a broadside cruiser, and he's gotten quite lucky there, because I think the Iowa just shot AP into his broadside and barely did anything. That's a very good reason why dealing with the Iowa first might have been a good idea. But you know, broadside cruiser. There goes a Hindenburg. Now you can see, like, while xControllerkill is already in a good position here to engage enemy forces, the Iowa is still lagging behind. Like, there is no reason for the Iowa not to go straight through C, basically. And it would have also split the battleships more the friendlies to hopefully get more crossfires going. Well, we got Chung-Mu spotted there. And can he get shells into a... Well, there is one. But one's not going to be enough. Now the carrier is coming back with more planes, so let's hope the carrier can get rid of those destroyers, because they are a threat. Now the friendlies desperately need points. Well, they need to sink ship. They need basically. Like he dodged some torps there. Now taking care of the enemy carrier might just be reasonable there if the carrier presents itself. I mean, that will be a nice chunk of points in the enemy, in the friendly's favor. Now the friendlies don't have destroyers anymore, which is also a bit of a shame when it comes to taking caps, but at least they can get rid of the enemy carrier. And the friendly carrier is still alive and kicking. Now the enemy destroyers are hiding in smoke. So where to go from here? Well, the friendlies need points, that much is a certainty, but there are two destroyers in front of him and there will be torps coming his way. So how is he going to charge into the center without getting torped? If you go just full broadside in front of two smoke screens, that's not going to be helpful. If he just pushes this way, then... Oh, there goes an enemy cruiser. I was just saying he's showing broadside to the guys in the center, although they are only cruisers. It's not an ideal solution, and the friendlies are going to lose the sea cap. Now the carrier is on it. Let's just hope... Oh, and the carrier found the Benson. I guess that's good news. So it looks like he's trying to somehow get closer to B, but not be too close towards those DDs. Maybe he's even trying to defend the sea cap. It's not an easy situation to be in, because... as I said, he kind of has to dodge those torps. One of, like... Is the Chung-Mu still around now? Who took out the... Oh, the Iowa just took out the Chung-Mu. That's very lovely, but the deep water torps are still coming. And he is going to... So he's getting on very low health, but he is using like the special captain, so he will get a heal for free exactly right now. Now there is a Minotaur in smoke, he definitely has to angle against that, but there is still a Kagero. We don't know where the Kagero torps are. The enemy Benson, I think he's probably hiding inside smoke, so not sure if the carrier will be able to get an interrupt in. And meanwhile we have a Venezia now. Why is Venezia so far in the south? I mean, like, even if he wants to go away, there are better ways to do that. He could have turned around, defended C, he could have helped the push in B. Now speaking of Venezia, there is an enemy Venezia, and well, a reasonable salvo, I guess, but unfortunately not enough. Now xControllerkill is already up to 13 citadels. I guess the luck has to run out at some point. But it would have been lovely if he could have devastated this guy. Now let's see, can he sink him? Hopefully. There you go. He's dodging Minotaur torps and he's flipping the B-cap. The problem is Benson smoke is lasting too long, I'm afraid, so the Benson will be able to grab C. And, well, our Kremlin here will be interrupted capping B. Maybe the Venezia will make it to A at some point, but it's like, if the enemy is just surviving there for a bit longer, it might just turn pretty horrible for the friendly. Then again, we'll see. The carrier might come in handy to deal with all of those DDs. And oh, it looks like the Venezia actually found a Kagero. That's quite the screw up of the Kagero if he's getting detected by Venezia. Because the Venezia doesn't have radar, so you should quite easily be able to stay in concealment. Meanwhile, can we get citadels into a Minotaur? Nope, just overpens. Which is a shame. Now it looks like the Benson is not inside the smoke anymore, so the carrier might be able to finally deal with that. Enemy team is up at 816 points already, but this Minotaur seems to be going down. He might have just overstayed his welcome there. And that's very helpful. Now the friendlies grabbed its cap. Now we don't know how Kagero versus Venezia is going to play out. The Kagero could just very easily sail up into the north and never be seen again. And that might just be an issue. Meanwhile, the Benson, it looks like the Benson is going for the carrier. Kinda makes sense, I suppose. Like the carrier will focus that Benson anyway, and the Benson might have figured out that his only chance of getting away. Oh crap, there are torps. And will he survive? Yeah, looks like it. So I was saying, like this Benson, why isn't he charging towards the carrier though? Like his only chance here is probably sinking the carrier, because otherwise the carrier will whittle him down. There is still 5 minutes left, and 5 minutes is too long to just stay alive against the planes. And oh, it looks like the Venezia actually managed to sink the Kagero, so it looks like the Kagero also screwed up. Maybe the Kagero tried to ambush around an island and failed. But with this is going to be a win, because the Benson has nowhere to run and he will just go down. So yeah, with the results, XControllerkill earned himself 3,426 base experience. Quite lovely done, quite lovely done. Also achieved a devastating strike, a Confederated Dreadnought, a Kraken and a high caliber. He got over 1 million credits, scored 265,000 points of damage and sunk 8 enemies. He just, well, basically citadeled the crap out of everything he met. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.